At another site, workers are refurbishing a tunnel passing under the track. They are also replacing the footbridge. The bridge was built at a factory before being transported by road to the site. This bridge is an integral part of the village. And if the locals are going to get their papers on Sunday and their trains on Monday morning, the bridge has to fit first time.
The communities that are the biggest challenge in doing this job, to be honest with you. There's the shutdown of level crossings and what that does to a community on a weekend basis. There's just an enormous number of stakeholders that you have involved in this.
While they update the old line in the UK, over in France, they're starting from scratch, building a brand new line from Paris to Strasbourg. And they're working through the week.
First of all, you arrive, there is nothing. So there is the first process, is the land acquisition. Then the civil work can start by trying to go as straight as possible, depending on the geography and also if there is town or area you have to avoid. And then it's really to build a motorway in earth. We built the new high-speed line using 400-meter long rail. But to bring a 400-meter long rail, you need a train. And to have a train, you need a track. So the first track laying operation is to build a track in order to bring the long rail. So on this track, there will be a train carrying the 400-meter long rail that will run and unload the rail on both sides of this track. So when this operation is done, you just have to take away the old rail, the 80-meter long rail. You take it away, the sleepers are already in place, and then you take the 400-meter long rail and you put it on the top of the sleepers, and you have your track.
So, to build the track, they build a road. On the road, they build a temporary track. And from the temporary track, they build the high-speed track in front of them, while they lift the temporary track behind them. Back in the UK, things are not so easy. There just isn't the space to start again and go in a straight line. So they are replacing the entire London-to-Glasgow line piece by piece. It dates back to 1840, the Industrial Revolution, and the invention of the train. The track doesn't follow a straight path. It winds its way around the countryside, linking many of the UK's major cities. Over the past 150 years, it has developed into one of the busiest passenger and freight rail lines in the world. It last received a major upgrade almost 50 years ago, when it was electrified. Replacement started in the late 1990s. Work is being done on 2,672 kilometers of track, 119 bridges, over 500 crossings, and almost 3,000 kilometers of signaling cable. The project is budgeted at a little over $16 billion, the same figure that NASA has earmarked to send a man back to the moon.
So the scale of the program is very, very significant, in addition to having upwards of about 10,000 people per weekend that are out there working on it. So if you combine what we're doing on our program with regard to all those maintenance activities and the people, resources involved in the maintenance activities, it just is very, very large. Yeah.
With less than 25 hours to go, work is progressing at 197 locations across the country. Old sleepers and tracks are being removed. Bridges are being positioned. And over 1,000 kilometers of overhead wires are being replaced. 10,000 rail workers are in a race to hand the track back to the operators.
We're putting in new signals and just moving signals slightly to allow the trains to run at faster speeds. The braking distances on the train alter because of the increased speed. So obviously the faster you're going, you know, the further away from the signal you need to get that indication so that you've still got the same amount of time.
Every weekend, thousands of workers hurry to replace sections of Britain's main rail line. At the Long Ashes site in the English Lake District, over 1,000 tons of new stabilizing granite or ballast is going down.
We've dug out all the old ballast down to 300 mil. That's taken away then now. And once we've got 300 mil of fresh ballast down, and it's all compact in 2 layers, that's when we'll start laying the sleepers down. That's the standard we've got, at least 300 mil of fresh ballast under the new sleepers to get the line speed for 125.
The laser dozer makes sure that the track stabilizer is level. Using laser beams, it works to millimeter accuracy. Coming up behind is what's called the whacker. Its heavy metal base plate vibrates the stone into place. With trains traveling at over 200 kilometers per hour and weighing over 450 tons, the rock used to stabilize the track has to be really tough. And that rock is found at Shap Quarry, a place notorious for its super hard granite and horizontal rain.
Before we can come in to crush the rock, the drillers and blasters have to come in. They drill a series of holes along the face of the rock, approximately 75 mil diameter, 3 meters apart. When they've got a full row of holes, they will charge it with explosives and blow it down for us. We will then come in with the machines and start crushing it. The attaching machine is picking the blasted material up, put it into the feeder of the crusher. The crusher itself is driven by a diesel engine. This diesel engine itself drives a generator. Everything from then on is electric. We've had machines in before where when they've tried to crush this rock, it has broke the machines rather than break the rock. This is the only rock I know which can damage steel. The loader will be feeding the dumper to take it across.